Regular Simmers around Valentine's Day are like, ooh, let's have my Sims go on a cute little date. Let's build a restaurant. Let's build a wedding venue. Me? No. I'd rather sit and watch my Sims woohoo. For an experiment. Look at the monstrosity that I am feeding you all. I have an army of Don Lotharios and Nina Calientes because the other day in a video claimed that Sims couldn't woohoo autonomously, and I got waves of comments being like, my Sims are freaks because mine woohoo autonomously all the time. And I personally, I don't know if it's because I direct my Sims a lot, you know, I'm telling storylines, I'm playing things out. I always complain about micromanagement in The Sims 4 and how much effort you have to put into it. But this whole time, have I just been playing the game wrong? Tell me why I genuinely thought that Sims could not woohoo autonomously. I know that they absolutely cannot try for a baby autonomously, but we're gonna do an experiment to see which kind of dynamics shift how quickly or how not quickly, how slow burn we are gonna get between Don and Nina. So over here we have Nina 1 and Don 1. These two are just partners. They are straight up girlfriend and boyfriend of one another. I hate the girlfriend-boyfriend thing, but there's like no other way to describe it other than obviously using like partner. In an exclusive relationship, they are dating, they're feeling neutral and fine about each other because honestly, I just left Create a Sim and then locked them away in this little love hideout. Just want to give them a couple of options. So, you know, we got a shower, we got the woohoo heart bed, we have a bear rug, and then also the wardrobes from Get Together. One of the first places that we were able to woohoo outside of the base game. Then we have Nina 2, Don 2. These two are actually the originals. These are 2.0, and these are just like, you know, acquaintances. These are how they are in the base game. Nina looks absolutely furious that I have locked her in with Don Lothario. Then we have Nina and Don number 3. I honestly cannot remember what these two are. Let's actually open their profile. Okay, so these two are actually married, and they also have the steaming relationship. So their romance dynamic is steamy. These are the two that I think we are gonna potentially see woohoo first. And then we have the spouse dynamic, but without the steamy dynamic. So they are married, but they don't have the steamy romance that the other two have. Marriage does mean that they start with a slightly higher relationship. We're mostly gonna have to watch stuff from here. Oh my goodness, those two are already flirting with each other. These two are already flirting with each other as well. They have both decided to sit, whereas the ones who don't really know each other, she is now going to talk to him. Ooh, Nina 4 is now very attracted to Don 4. Likes flirtation. I'm gonna say no. I don't want to change anything. Oh my goodness gracious me. Funnily enough, the ones without the Stevie dynamic are now like, I want to go on a date right now. Please take me out. Oh, I see a rose being given over in the back. Okay, maybe this is actually gonna go a lot quicker than I first anticipated. Oh my word, now these ones are making out. Don's really trying to, he's really trying to show off. He's like, look, I can do push-ups, I can do sit-ups. Nina number 1 really isn't interested though. She's sat playing video games. Now I did keep their houses pretty bare bones. I wanted them to like have stuff to be able to do, but I wanted them to mostly interact with each other. So there's a video game console, there's a TV, there's a bookshelf. I feel like these two up in the corner, they're hanging around the shower a lot, whereas the others are all just kind of like sat down talking to each other. The strangers talking to each other way more than I thought that they were going to. I genuinely thought that I would have to play as these two. I've just been referring to these two as the strangers. That's so funny. These two are actually the ones who are in a relationship. These are the two that are absolute strangers. Wait, let me go on to number 2. They already have a romance. Are you kidding me? They're flirting with each other. That's bad. That I thought the partners were the ones who were complete and utter strangers, because these guys really weren't interacting as much. I don't want to zoom in too much because I don't want to like miss anything. This is when I wish we had the little like mini map, the little mini screen of like all the highlights that were going on. I would love it if any of these started to woohoo, and my game would just be like, click here to be able to see that if you want to pan into it. Or I guess we'll probably be able to hear like a sound effect or something. Oh, they're both very satisfied. The wedding couple who are steamy. Of course they are. They have a steamy relationship. Ooh, Stranger Dawn is making yet another move. Oh, they're in little marriage bliss, you know. She's playing Pokemon by the looks of it. Oh my gosh, she actually is. She's playing the Void Critter game, and then he's just playing his guitar. These two, they're gonna go woohoo. It has been a whole 5 minutes. The steamy dynamic absolutely has done a number on these two. Who's gonna be next? Watch it. It's just gonna be these two the whole time. Woohoo, back to back to back to back. So that took a whole 5 minutes 30. Good Dawn. I love this hygiene after woohooing. You should go pee. Who knew that married Don Lothario would be such a green flag? I mean, I say that, he's locked in his house with one woman for the rest of his life, so you know, he's got to get his kicks somewhere. Ooh, boyfriend Don has actually gone to hide under the covers. What did you do? What did you say to your partner? Nina 1 actually made her way over to the wardrobe. It looked like she was potentially thinking about a cheeky little woohoo, but Mr. Don Lothario might have actually cancelled out of that. He's just decided to play darts instead. That's cute that she feels energized talking to her husband. Yet again, another green flag. No, I'm not having this. I'm not being won over by Don Lothario of all Sims. Oh, 3 just became good friends. They're so wholesome. They should have the wholesome dynamic rather than the steamy dynamic. I love them, Your Honor. Nina 4, the other married relationship, they actually also just became good friends with one another. You two are being really cute over here in the back. Yo, you two lovebirds over in the back. I keep forgetting which order you're in. Oh, they're very attracted to one another. Don's kind of really hard to keep an eye on in these houses because he's like the exact same color of all of these walls with his shirt. It will also be quite interesting. I know this is not the experiment that we're running, but these are all the same sim. But it'll be funny to see which skills they actually end up having because lots of them are actually working on their humor. Oh, he's thinking about handcuffs. Yeah, get that dartboard out. Stay away from me. Keep back. No one's used the chest yet, which I'm kind of a little bit gutted about. I was expecting to see costumes and honestly, more fireworks flying. No, Lilith, you know what? I know you look great, but I'm not really into the neck sucking right now. Nina number 1 and Don number 4 have decided to take themselves off to bed. Nina number 2 actually just had a cheeky little nap on the sofa whilst her Don Lothario was doing yet more push-ups to keep himself awake. He's really trying. He's like, look, I'm athletic, I promise. I could be your man. I didn't even think I got a notification about that. Amazing compatibility, lovebirds, and now apparently partners? Hold up. I guess you don't really get a notification about your played household asking each other to be partners. it was just kind of an autonomous move that one of them must have made. No, because why am I gonna cry? Don, you're married. You honestly just woohooed in the wardrobe. You should be able to sleep next to your wife under the covers. He said, sorry, my skinny jeans were actually too tight to take off my body and I don't want to get the bed dirty. Oh, two just became good friends with each other. We love an enemies to lovers. It's interesting that these two are like refusing to go to sleep. Nina is so tired, but she just keeps napping on the sofa, and the bed and the bedroom and everything is exactly the same. You do have the labia door, right? You do. Sorry for reminding you that that door exists. You know what? I was gonna say that's on me, but that's actually on whoever created Lovestruck. Like, I do not want to be the first one to step foot in that bed. It's giving, if we touch in bed, we actually won't be able to stop. This is so funny. The dynamic difference is cracking me up. Do you ever just like crack up? I love to crack up. But now the lack of sleep is gonna interrupt the rest of their days. They're like, if we both stay awake, then we can actually become the strongest Don and Nina, because we'll just be talking loads and flirting loads. They actually still don't have the highest relationship. They're on 73-41. These two are on 55-37. So they've actually gone down in romance. I don't know what's been happening. I think maybe because Don feels like he put his foot in it and was feeling embarrassed. So maybe he like tried to flirt with her and she absolutely was not feeling it. Then these two lovebirds, 65 and 100 in romance, and then for number 4 we have 67 and 76. So the two married couples currently definitely still like in the best place when it comes to their romance. However, these two taking over the partners, wild. Oh, Don's gonna try and make a move, or make a move to steal her food, maybe. He's like, oh, that looks like a tasty grilled cheese. Oh man, heck. The well is drying up. It's been a good 15 minutes since the last woohoo. The one and only woohoo. It really did a Harry Styles and said one night only. Classic marriage. I'm so sorry. These two may potentially break up. Like, I'm actually concerned for their relationship. We got jokesters for the married couple who weren't initially steamy, but now are steamy. The other married couple are now feeling like jokesters. Don, number 2, is just feeling embarrassed from an awkward encounter. Living with a woman has really, like, affected his riz. Right, you lot are doing a lot of chatting about bed. You, specifically, for someone who didn't even sleep in the same room as each other yesterday. I'm getting confused, honestly, between which one slept in the same bed and didn't. I think these were the two that slept in the same bed absolutely fine. These were the two that slept in bed, but Don slept on top of the covers. I don't think these two slept in bed at all. One of them slept on here, one of them slept on there, and then I think these two may have just napped. You're just stood there watching him in the shower? They're like, okay, yeah, I like what I see. Calm down, Ilya Rozanov. Oh my god, it's a breakthrough. It's not a woohoo, but he did sleep on the bed for the first time. She's also going to nap. Ah, not the pretend dating trope. Why do I love them? They are still doing the if we don't touch, then it's fine. We can just ignore our feelings. They look like a little love heart. Don Lothario redemption arc is not what I thought I would be getting out of this video. Not that I thought I'd be getting anything out of this video, okay? Don't make it weird. Number 3, number 3, Go on. You know you want to. You're doing a lot of this. And not much of this. Nina 1 is feeling pretty unflirty lately with all of her recent failed romantic social interactions. Absolutely not. We are not making you unflirty. That is so mean. Oh my god. I told you these two were suffering. I wouldn't be shocked if these two broke up by the end of the week. The setup is crazy. This is their love shack.
Oh my god.
Love shack, baby, love shack. These were romantic partners as we started.
Okay.
They've fallen out a bit.
Okay.
We have Nina and Don 2. They were not anything, but they have since become romantic partners without me doing anything.
They're just all clones.
Don 3 and Nina 3 were married with the steamy. They are the only ones to have woohooed. They woohooed the first day and not since in the wardrobe. And then these two were married but didn't have the steamy romance. They now have the steamy romance but have since not woohooed.
I like how you've given them all multiple woohoo spots.
Yeah, they've each got a shower, a wardrobe, a bed, and the rug.
rug.
It's happening! Oh my goodness gracious me! Number 3 are woohooing again in the shower. Sorry, I've literally just been sat here with my face cam off. That's so exciting for them. You can kind of hear the music a little bit, so I feel like I'd be able to hear them, but damn. Number 3, they are by far the least toxic out of everyone. Oh, why are they napping again on top of the covers? Guys. He really said not in my Christian heartbed server. Well, she went in the wardrobe, but she went in the wardrobe to cry. Because Don got embarrassed. She's like, why is my Don not as good as all the other Dons? I have no idea what's happening because we're all locked in our own sleazy little houses. Oh, number 2 are back at it. Not it. The sleeping positions. Ooh! Don 2 and Nina 2 have gone for a wholesome dynamic. I mean, they have been pretty wholesome this entire time. They've been napping with their clothes on over the covers. Yes. You can be wholesome. You can be a one wholesome match. Uh-oh, Don 2 is feeling pretty unflirty. Again, we're gonna say no, but that has actually affected them a little bit. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I hadn't answered the phone. Leave me alone, Dina. Today is about your sister, for once. Now Nina too wants to feel unflirty. It's wild how like one negative romantic interaction can just turn their whole personality. They're like, I'd rather not flirt ever again, actually. Oh, these guys might be going for a third woohoo. They are. Wait, they were going to, and then they cancelled out of it. She got too hungry. Hungry for Don Lothario, more like. I can't believe we just had a failed attempt. She literally got down on the rug. They both cheered. They both definitely wanted to woohoo. I genuinely do maybe think what is affecting this is I've tried to avoid 3-speed because it like lags out my game so much, but I think even on 2-speed, because there's a little like pause in between suggesting to woohoo and then actually going about the interaction, sometimes something else will take over. Like for example, the hunger took over. So I might for the next few days actually just try to play like on neutral speed, which is going to take longer, but again, it's in the name of science. There's too many variables in The Sims. Let's be so for real, especially The Sims 4 with all its bugs and its simulation lag and its glitches and just general weirdness. Oh my word. She suggested cuddling. This is Nina and Don 1, aka the two that have barely been around each other this entire time, and now they're just like staring into each other's eyes. Oh my goodness. Okay, things might be getting a little more serious. I think this Don is actually particularly struggling because he's like one of the only ones who has been, oh, I say that, they're literally 2 of them out of the 4 of them are feeling smothered. Interestingly enough, the 2 that didn't start as married and then also who have had a couple of negative reactions to their flirts. Oh, number 4, they've changed to a close family dynamic. Tight-knit, have a very strong relationship, will naturally gravitate towards each other, develop strong positive sentiments more easily when spending time together. Let's see if that actually does lead to a woohoo between them though. I've only just noticed the 2 who have become partners over this time haven't had their first kiss, which I'm fairly sure just means woohoo is off the cards for them. Interesting that they won't autonomously do their first kiss, but they will autonomously woohoo. And I don't want to interfere, you know? I want to see if they would autonomously have their first kiss, especially considering their relationship is higher than these. But I think the game kind of sees that as like a big moment that they don't want to take away from players through autonomy. Oh no, it's not looking good for number 4. So she just pissed herself because she was trying to fix the toilet and Don did not like that. Well, Don, guess what? You're gonna have to be helpful and repair that fridge because not all of that puddle was her piss. Girl, go get a shower. Please, I beg, autonomously get a shower. I don't even care if you woohoo. Oh my god, number 3 also peed herself. So she went to cry in the wardrobe. They're not autonomously repairing anything, so I am doing that for them. Finally, Don and Nina. I would not describe those two as wholesome, but whatever you say. I think these two are genuinely having such a tough time because they never sleep. She has purely ran off coffee fumes the entire time. And then also they've been wearing the wrong clothes, which is just making them uncomfortable constantly because they're always too hot. This should have been how many glasses of water my Sims drank instead of how many times did they autonomously woohoo. It's happening! Oh my goodness gracious me! Number 4, let's go! Third one I'm fairly sure of the video, but number 4 are finally having a cheeky little woohoo. Don really had a level 3 in romance rule. He was like, no woohoo until I am at least a little suave, until I have worked on my riz, and work on his riz he did. Proud of you, buddy. Not her sneaking out. You two are the only two in the building. And don't worry, your neighbors have practically been at it like rabbits in comparison to everybody else. We have 1 day left. I don't know, but I personally don't see it happening anymore. They have been slow. The way you lot were talking and like reacting to my very, very false claim that Sims don't autonomously woohoo, I thought they would be at it like back to back to back to back, but it's kind of like weirdly neither. And I don't think any of them have actually felt like a specific emotion after woohoo, which usually they do have a moodlet. I feel sorry for these two. They're like just perpetually trapped in like a romantic friend zone. They truly are friends with benefits, but also partners at the same time. But still, everything is off limits because how dare they do anything before they have their first kiss? Oh, Nina too has been feeling really calm and cheerful lately. Don's out here changing the women. Wow, character growth for both of them. The devilish duo are no longer. The fact that they're watching like the Saturday morning news together is just like warming my heart. They're so wholesome. Maybe they were right about their wholesome dynamic. Oh my god, he's just like me for real, watching his girlfriend play video games. I think we're gonna call it there, but before we round it up, I actually do want to check out their stats. So if we go to Simology and then stats, he cooked 8 meals. He only took 3 showers the whole week. He kissed her 3 times. This is Don and Nina number 1. So these were the ones who started off as partners, like romantic partners, but didn't have like a dynamic or anything. Social events attended too. I don't think that is the truth. Times woohooed too? You guys did not woohoo a single time. Right, Don, I'm calling you out on your BS. Times woohooed 0. Yeah, Don, where did those other 2 woohoos come from, my friend? What do you mean? Not him upping his stats? That's disgusting. What the heck? She also only took 3. Times angry 2, confident 5, embarrassed 6. So these two I think were probably feeling embarrassed the most. Energized 12, I told you she lived and breathed coffee. Times flirty 10, inspired 3, uncomfortable 24. These two were not doing too hot. Look, they're just arguing. She's arguing about the body count. She's like, we have not woohooed 2 times. Why are you trying to lie? Unless maybe that's counting his like past stats, I guess, because he was like the townie version and then I made a clone. But no, he's the OG, like he's the actual townie version. He is also saying times woohooed. Have they upped his stats like falsely? They're like, Don Lothario is a Lothario. I swear, he's 2 from the get-go. That's wild. You guys actually didn't kiss at all, which makes me think that the other ones also didn't kiss. Let me go on Nina's. She's more accurate. Whoa, not her family tree. I want to see her stats. Times kiss 2. Oh, she also says that. Times woohooed 0. But she felt flirty more times and also energized more times. That's wild because you actually didn't live off coffee that much, but they were both like stretching a lot, which I think did a lot. Also, just to give you a roundup, they were on 100 friendship, 80 romance. Number 1 were on 76 friendship and 64 romance. Moving on to Nina and Don, number 3. They finished on 100 because of course they did. They were still married by the end of it. They were steamy soulmates, had amazing compatibility, very satisfied, very attracted to each other. They had all the kind of nice, wholesome sentiments with one another. We'll check the other one's sentiments as well. Times woohooed 1. Well, that's a lie because I literally saw you woohoo twice. I'm just now finding out that stats aren't accurate. I thought they were accurate this whole time. Yeah, she did go through a bladder failure once. That is true. She was actually angry quite a bit, but she is a hot-headed sim, so that does make sense. Times happy 31 and times flirty 12. She was uncomfortable a lot of the time, though. Times woohooed, I know that's a lie because you woohooed once in the wardrobe. Times kissed twice. They all definitely kissed more than that as well. They kissed so frequently. 18 flirty, 27 happy. So the 2 married couples definitely seemed to be happier a lot of the time. And then they were also 100 over 100. We opened their profile. They were steamy, but they went to close instead of jokesters. Very attracted, very satisfied. That will be the same for both of them. And then again, all the nice sentiments. Number 1, how were your sentiments towards your partner? They turned out to be lovers. They did have the wholesome family dynamic as well, which doesn't feel true. I mean, they had some pretty nice sentiments towards each other. Oh, wait. Was that their first kiss? I think the game actually just got sick of me. They were like, right, you're not gonna smush their faces together? Well, guess what? I am going to. That looked like a kiss. Did it not? That, I swear, was the first kiss animation. Like, they still can't woohoo because of it, so you need to have your first kiss before that. But that was absolutely a first kiss animation. I do not care what you say. They tried to hide that from me. They were also wholesome in the end, soulmates and partners, so they were exclusively in a relationship. They also had growing closer from quality time. So these 2 actually turned out better than the 2 who started as partners. This was very, very interesting indeed. So they don't go completely like haywire. They don't have back-to-back-to-back woohoos, but it was interesting to see like without me interfering, without me directing, how they actually played that out. These 2 eventually had woohooed twice, with one failed one, unfortunately, using the rug. They were also the most experimental people because they woohooed in the wardrobe and also the shower, and then they also attempted the rug as well. They were like, we're mixing it up. We're sick of that hotbed. We've had it since The Sims 2. And then these two woohooed once in the wardrobe. I hope you all enjoyed that video. Like I said, this was purely for science. No, I actually have grown quite fond. I've grown quite attached to our little love shack houses. I think they're actually really, really cute. It is fully giving like Stepford Wives, but I kind of love it. I appreciate you all so much. Let me know, how are your Sims getting on in the woohoo department? Are they doing well? Are they in healthy relationships, or do you have something toxic going on right now? I love when you lot leave in the comments down below like what storylines you're playing and what drama is going on. Like, are there any cheating scandals? I would like to hear it all. Which, by the way, if you want to see me doing anything else in the name of science, then please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments down below, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Scientist EnglishSimmer signing off.